Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's never too early, as they say. Got some Jameson Black Barrel. I think the glass I'm pouring it into is more expensive. Ah well, such is life. Today, we are going to start a series talking about the beginnings of Devil's County. And in order to do that, we've got to talk about another project that I was working with at the time. Jason Burke and the First Cousins. So Jason had a really cool setup where he'd have players that were regional to save on touring costs. When he'd come into a certain area, there'd be a certain set of musicians that would play with him. This particular outing, he was in the area for quite some time, and he was working on a songwriting contest called NASH Next. This involved us doing a bunch of radio shots, live studio recordings on the air, a bunch of qualifier things, like he had to do a cover of something to make it to the next round, to the next round, to the next round. Somehow, inexplicably, he'd made it to the next round, which was the Idaho Finals. These particular finals, they were held at the Buffalo Club in Boise, which actually just recently closed its doors for the last time. Kind of sad to see it go. We had to do this gig at a sandwich shop for live video the week before. It was absolutely wild. And at the time, this project was not my cup of tea. So before this all started, I had actually been working on my hard rock heavy metal chops. To be expected to play country was a little bit like wearing skinny jeans that were 2 sizes too small. I was probably not the right choice for the lead guitarist for this particular genre of music at this time. I think to the actual NASH Next finals, I played on a Charvel Jackson ESP hybrid that I'd called Painless. A Floyd Rose guitar. I'm playing a country gig on an 80s shredder guitar. It was a wild night. The competition was, what is the kindest way to put it? The competition was not filled with professional musicians. On this night of NASH Next, we were the only professional musicians on the bill. And we played a rip-snorting little set of 2 songs. It was judged by radio station personalities and Live Nation people. Basically, we went in and just tore it up. It was fun, it was wild, and it was good. And Jason Burke and the First Cousins won this regional competition. Now, when it went to the national level, that's kind of where it stopped. But we won the local NASH Next competition. It was actually somewhat prestigious. So then NASH Next came around another year. Held in the same place, in the Buffalo Club, and Jason Burke and the First Cousins, we jumped through all the hoops, and we did all the things again. And lo and behold, on that second night, and this is the coolest thing, a year later, there were some more experienced groups on the docket this time. So when we won a second year in a row, it was actually kind of a shock. It actually sort of, inflated our egos just a little bit, or at least mine. We had won this thing twice in a row. That's wild. Again, at the national level, it really didn't push, but we won the Idaho Nationals for NASH Next twice in a row with Jason Burke and the First Cousins. Now, that's sort of where this story starts taking off. And unfortunately, that is also where we're going to put the spacer for the next episode. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm Greg, and remember, I'm not rich, I'm not famous, I don't know everything. But it's been a hell of a ride. We'll catch you next time for part 2 of The Birth of Devil's County.
Barely getting there and